At this point, it's not even surprising anymore. Another company, another breach, another message saying your information may have been exposed. You read it, pause for a second, and then move on. Welcome to Quietly Curious, where we explore the things that feel normal but might not always be. Today's question: why does this keep happening? It's not just one company, it's multiple email providers, banks, retail, entertainment, major organizations, systems that are supposed to be secure. And at some point, you realize it's not an isolated event, it's a pattern. You start thinking back: an email account that was compromised, a bank notifying you about unusual activity, a company you trusted saying your data may have been exposed. And it's not just once, it happens again and again. At first, it feels serious, something you have to deal with immediately. But over time, the reaction changes. You update a password, maybe enable something extra, and then you move on. But even if the reaction becomes routine, the impact doesn't disappear. Because when personal data is exposed, it doesn't just vanish, it gets copied, it gets stored, shared, and then used. In some cases, it leads to identity theft. Accounts have been accessed, information being used in ways you never intended. And sometimes it's not immediate, it happens later, somewhere else. And that's what makes it strange, because something with real consequences happens often enough that it starts to feel normal. For some people, it stays manageable. Passwords get changed, nothing major happens. But for others, the effects are more direct, more personal, and harder to ignore. Maybe the biggest change isn't the breaches themselves. Maybe it's how we've adapted to them. When something serious happens often enough, it becomes part of the background. So maybe the question isn't just why it keeps happening, but why something like this no longer feels as serious as it should. If this made you think about something differently, subscribe to Quietly Curious, because sometimes what we get used to matters more than we realize. You were listening to Quietly Curious, deep dives into tech, history, and modern life. My name is Erwin. Thanks for listening today. And we recommend that you comment, like, and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and I accept all feedback. All feedback is welcome. Well, if there's one thing I wanted to say, stay curious, everybody.